Hi everyone, and also welcome back. Today is a Thursday and right now I'm about to start to make recording, and suddenly I got the idea that I should also film a video for YouTube about how I film myself at home. I also gotta say that this is a very unprofessional tutorial video, but I think it can be maybe useful for some of you or just inspiring. So let me just start. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 tips and tricks how to have the best version of your devices, of yourself, to make the best possible quality videos at home. Tip number 1 is the position. What means you need to position your device, let's say it's a camera or your phone, doesn't matter, at the best possible spot. So that means, for example, for me, I usually film myself here in front of the window, and it's only for the reason, also because of the light, but also for the reason because when I put my stander here or here or here, it's 99% always a good position to make the best possible quality recording. Also very important to use a stander or a tripod or something. I have these at home, which is right now in this size, but I can also make it bigger, also just like that. And then I will have a very big tripod. And then I put my phone, mostly I use my phone for the recordings, just like that. This position is for Instagram and TikTok, but for example, if I would use YouTube, I just close this. And then I have the best position. To have a tripod like this, a stander, is very important because otherwise it's just always stupid to find the best spot in your room, or like put it on books, which we all did at the very beginning. With this it's just much easier, trust me. I also have a small one, let me show you, which is this. When I go somewhere, for example, when I've been teaching and I wanted to make recordings in my breaks, I always brought this one. You can also put this pretty high. I mean, this of course you need to put on a table or on the piano or something, but it's still good, you know? You just put your phone like this in, and then finito. This one is actually not the best quality. I should maybe get a better one because as you can see, for example, I cannot hold it like that because it's going to... Of course right now it's not doing, but it usually closes like that, you know, because my phone is so heavy. But it is good if I just need somewhere a stable spot for a few seconds. Tip number 2 is the lights. The best what you can use are daily lights, because this is the thing what is the most natural and what gives you the most smooth and white colors in your videos. But sometimes it is not possible to have good lights in your room, or if it's already dark, then you can also use a selfie stander, which is for me this one. This originally even had actually a phone holder, but it was just a very bad quality and it couldn't hold my phone, so I use this only for the lights. What I do is that I put this behind the stander, the tripod, like that. But also, because it's my studio right now, I will show you what I do usually. There are these 2 curtains. I can close them and it kind of gives me a studio light. I mean, of course it is not a studio light, but let me show you. So if I close it like that, you can see that here at the window there is still light. You probably saw already at many YouTubers that when they film themselves, behind their back there is also a light. This just gives you a better light situation, and also just the quality is going to be better. And then when I close this, then I will turn on the lights and voila! I use usually, yes, this color, but not so strong. I only use like this one. Right now you are pretty far from me, but it is usually really close to my face, or like 1 meter far, and then it's just going to make the video more sharp, you know? Lights are really very important. In case you don't want to have this big one, there are also other possibilities. For example, you can buy this kind of phone selfie lamp. I don't know what's the name of this exactly, but you can order it on Amazon or AliExpress. You just clip it here and then you have light. But that one is not so strong. So for example, that I would use only when you just want to make some recordings from this far, you know? Because the big one can give you really good lights for this whole room, you know? But the small one, not so good. So I would be careful, but you gotta try what's work for you the best, you know? My tip number 3, it will be the camera settings. I'm going to show you now what I use usually for my videos. I will talk now mostly about the video settings. So you go into the camera, and what you need to check first is which quality of your video has. You can have HD and you can have 4K. I always use 4K because for me this works the best, and I always want to make sure that my videos all my videos have the best quality, you know? So I always put it on 4K. The next thing, for me, it actually doesn't matter if I use 24 or 30 FPS, cause I don't see that much of difference, you know, cause I don't do any sport or this kind of stuff. For me, it's fine, this speedness. But of course, I put this also on 30, cause for me, it's already automatically set it. The next thing, that of course that I position the phone on the best possible spot. Let's say if I stay here, then I will make sure that the lights are still good, because for example when it's too light you can turn the lights a little bit down, as you can see, or when it's too dark you can also make it a little bit lighter. So it's always like a game, you gotta play it with a little bit so that you can see what works the best for you and what kind of color do you like. But I am mostly actually satisfied with the automatic settings, but sometimes it can be a little bit too light, then I put the lights down. The movie mode I don't like at all, I never use it. I only use the normal video. I will also show now what kind of setting has my camera here at the settings. Video. Now I will actually set it on 4K because I usually always use 4K. You can even put it on 60 FPS. For me, 30 FPS is okay. This is how it looks, so you can see it in your phone. So yes, these are my settings for my phone. Tip number 4 is the flute position, and I would like to give you some tips and tricks, like small ones. As I said, this is a very unprofessional video, but I will just only say the things what works for me the best. So if I have the camera or my phone here, as you could see already on my social medias like on TikTok and Instagram, I mostly play in this kind of direction when I do the recording by myself. For me, it's only for aesthetic reason. This is what I like to see on the videos, to be honest. And also actually as a sound, somehow it's good, you know, but only if you play in a small room. But actually the best is so that you can also hear the flute color with your phone. I'm here with the flute, and then the camera is not exactly in front of me, it's a little bit like this direction. But if you do this, it's going to sound very windy. That's why it's also very interesting. For example, when you make, because I sometimes also do like this selfie recordings, but this only for myself, because as I said, I don't like the video quality of that ones. But these ones, here's the standard, and you put usually the phone like mostly here, if you just do it for yourself. And when you play, then this is exactly the position what I said. Because it's not in front of you, it's a little bit like more at the right direction, and then it's going to be the best position for your sound. I think, please don't judge me really, I hope I don't say anything stupid, but I swear these things are working good for me. Let me put this a little bit on the side. Tip number 5 is sometimes it is pretty hard to know where you stand and to see if you are in focus or something. So what I do personally, you can use apps, or if you have Apple devices, then you can also make the screen from your mobile phone to your computer or to your tablet if they are all Apple devices. But I'm sure also that you can do this with other brands, or there are also apps for these. I've never tried them, to be honest, but I'm sure they work like this. It can be not so complicated, you know? I have a smartwatch, and this is what I mostly use. Let me show you. For my watch, I can open the camera, and then I am going to see and what's going on. As you can see, I can even zoom in, you know, in case I need to. And it's just good to see that you are not standing like this too far out of the screen or something. So that's why it's also very important that you can see yourself. Another important thing, always use the camera at the back. This is also very important because the selfie camera, I mean, it's not a bad quality, you know, because today's smartphones actually have a very good quality of video and also audio, but this one is still better, trust me. So my very last tip will be the apps I'm using I could recommend for you. So I'm a very simple person and I don't use that big professional and expensive apps. I'm only using for my phone, for example for Instagram and TikTok, I'm using CapCut, and I don't have actually the subscription for it, so I'm using this free kind of version and it's completely okay for me at least, and I'm doing this already since months, as I already said. And until now I am very satisfied with it. For photos I'm using Lightroom and Canva. And for my YouTube videos I'm using iMovie. But to be honest, with iMovie I am actually not so satisfied because they don't have that much of possibilities to make good text on the screen and this kind of stuff, but it's my thing. Because it's free, you can use it on MacBook, but I've used to use actually Wondershare Filmora. Yeah. And this was actually pretty good. I even had the subscription for it, but because I stopped making these YouTube videos like years ago, I don't use it anymore. This is the video I've planned for you, and I hope you liked it and that you also found it helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. I hope I can also answer it, and see you in my next video. Bye!